Welcome to the TOEFL podcast, number 11. This is the TOEFL podcast, episode 11. I'm your host, Dr. Jeff McQuillan, from the Center for Educational Development in Los Angeles, California. Remember to visit our website for a transcript or a script of the dialogue and story. Our website is TOEFLPod, TOEFLPod.com. Today's TOEFL podcast is going to be about meeting with a program advisor. A program advisor is someone who works for the university who helps you pick your classes and tell you which classes you need to take. Let's get started. Hi, I'm Mark Mendoza. I have an appointment with an advisor at 10.
That will be with me. I'm Ambika Singh. Have a seat.
Thanks. I wanted to talk with an advisor about my major.
Okay. I don't have your file or your degree plan in front of me. What year are you and what's your major?
I'm a freshman, and I don't have a major yet. I'm officially undeclared. That's what I wanted to get your help on. I'm trying to decide on a major.
Okay. What are you considering?
I've been thinking about majoring in business or economics. I want to be able to get a job after I graduate, but I'm also really interested in studying psychology.
Well, a lot of students major in one discipline and minor in another. They don't necessarily need to be closely related. For instance, you could major in business and minor in psychology. Another option is for you to double major in both business or economics and psychology.
I'm worried about satisfying the degree requirements for both programs, though. I want to graduate in 4 years and with a good GPA. How many units can I take each semester?
For undergraduates, the maximum load is 18, but I usually advise students against taking more than 16, especially in courses with heavy reading loads.
Looking at the degree requirements, then, it would probably take me 5 years to graduate with a double major. I don't think I want to do that.
Well, then choosing one major and one minor may be your best bet.
Yes, I can see that now. Thanks for your help.
You're welcome. You can make another appointment if you have any other questions.
Thanks a lot. I will. We listened to a conversation between a student and his advisor. An advisor is like a counselor. They are someone whose job it is to tell you which classes you should take in order to finish your studies at the university to get your degree. The student here, Mark Mendoza, comes in and says he has an appointment with an advisor at 10. That is, at 10 o'clock in the morning. The advisor says that will be me. That will be with me. In other words, the appointment is with me. And the advisor, her name is Ambika, she says, have a seat, meaning sit down, please. Have a seat. The student says thank you and says he wants to talk to an advisor about his major. And as you probably know, a major, M-A-J-O-R, in an American university is the subject that you are studying, the primary or most important subject, the main subject that you are studying is your major. The advisor tells the student, I don't have your file or your degree plan in front of me. When she says your file, she means the information about him. It could be physically in what we call a file or a file folder, usually a brown piece of cardboard that you fold and put information in, pieces of paper and so forth. Or it could just mean looking up your file on the computer, your information. A degree plan, 2 words, degree plan, is a listing of all the courses that you are supposed to take, that you have to take over the next 2, 3, 4 years, however long it takes for you to finish your degree. That would be a degree plan. And often at American universities, your degree plan has to be approved by an advisor. They have to say, okay, I approve that. You can go ahead and register for those courses. The advisor asks the student, what year are you and what's your major? What year are you means, are you a first-year student, what we would call a freshman? Are you a second year, a sophomore? Are you a third year, a junior? Or are you a fourth year, a senior? The question, what's your major, again, of course, is what is your area, your main area that you are studying? Well, the student says he is a freshman and he doesn't have a major yet. When you first enter an American university, you don't necessarily have to say, here's what I want to study. You can be what we call undeclared. Undeclared, undeclared. To be undeclared means that you haven't decided what your main area of study is. Now, most American universities, particularly the first year or 2 years, you have to take some required classes. Everyone has to take the same set or group of required classes. These are usually called the general education requirements. And they ask you to take, you have to take some classes in mathematics and science and literature and so forth. Sometimes languages, foreign languages, depends on the college. Every college and university has a different set of classes that they require you to take. Well, this student is undeclared, and he tells the advisor that he wants to get her help on finding a major. He says, that's what I wanted to get your help on. That is, that's what I wanted you to help me with. Well, the student says he's been thinking about majoring, and notice here that major can be a verb as well as a noun. My major is economics. Major there is a noun. But you can also say, I am majoring in economics as a verb. Well, the student says he's thinking about majoring in business or economics, but he also wants to study psychology. His advisor says, well, a lot of students major in one discipline and minor in another. A discipline, discipline, as a noun, a discipline means an area of study. It's used very similar to the word field, F-I-E-L-D. What is your field? What is your discipline? Means what area of study is it? Economics, history, music, etc. A minor at an American university means that you are also studying another area, but not as much. You're not taking as many classes. So you can major in something. Everyone has to major in at least one thing. If you want to, and it's an option, you don't have to, you can also minor in something. Means you can take some classes in another topic, another subject, but not as many as you would need to get your degree. In this case, the student is advised by Ambika, the advisor, that the two majors or two disciplines don't have to be related. He can major in one and minor in the other. Another option is for him to double major. To double major, you can probably guess, means to have two majors. So you have two areas of expertise, of interest, and you study both of them completely. You take all the courses, if you will, for both of those majors. The student says he's worried about satisfying the degree requirements for both programs. The degree requirements are just the classes that he has to take in order to get the degree. We use the verb to satisfy requirements. It means the same as to meet requirements. In this case, to take all of the classes and get the good grades. Both programs, the student says he's worried about satisfying requirements for both programs. Here, programs just means the two different majors that he has. He says he wants to get a good GPA, and GPA, you probably know, means grade point average, and that is your grade. In an American university, it usually goes from 0 to 4. 4 is a high GPA, 0 is a very low GPA. You want to get a 4. The student asks how many units he can take this semester. In American universities, every class or every course is assigned or given a certain number of units, depending on how long it is, how many hours it meets. A typical class would have 3 units and might meet 2 or 3 times a week. The university says or tells students they can only take so many units each semester. So many, that is, so many classes. So if each class is 3 units, they may say you can't take more than 18 units, which would be 6 classes. The advisor tells the student that for undergraduates, the maximum load is 18 units. Undergraduates are, of course, students who are in their first 4 years before they have gotten their bachelor's degree. A graduate student is someone who has their bachelor's degree. The maximum load is 18, means the most you can take, the most number of units you can take is 18. The advisor says that the student should be careful of taking too many classes, especially those with heavy reading loads. A heavy reading load. Here, heavy means a lot. The opposite would be light. A light reading load would be not very much reading. A heavy reading load, lots of reading, lots of books, and so forth. The advisor says that the student might want to choose one major and one minor, and she says that may be your best bet. Your best bet here means your best choice, your best option. The word bet, B-E-T, usually is one which we use with gambling. So you're playing poker or you go to Las Vegas and you place is the verb we use. You place a bet. Here the expression your best bet just means your best choice, your best option. Now let's listen to the dialogue, this time at a native rate of speech. Hi, I'm Mark Mendoza. I have an appointment with an advisor at 10.
That'll be with me. I'm Ambika Singh. Have a seat.
Thanks. I wanted to talk with an advisor about my major.
Okay, I don't have your file or your degree plan in front of me. What year are you and what's your major?
I'm a freshman and I don't have a major yet. I'm officially undeclared. That's what I wanted to get your help on. I'm trying to decide on a major.
Okay, what are you considering?
I've been thinking about majoring in business or economics. I want to be able to get a job after I graduate, but I'm also really interested in studying psychology.
Well, a lot of students major in one discipline and minor in another. They don't necessarily need to be closely related. For instance, you could major in business and minor in psychology. Another option is for you to double major in both business or economics and psychology.
I'm worried about satisfying the degree requirements for both programs, though. I want to graduate in 4 years and with a good GPA. How many units can I take each semester?
For undergraduates, the maximum load is 18, but I usually advise students against taking more than 16, especially in courses with heavy reading loads.
Looking at the degree requirements, then, it would probably take me 5 years to graduate with a double major. I don't think I want to do that.
Well, then choosing one major and one minor might be your best bet.
Yes, I can see that now. Thanks for your help.
You're welcome. You can make another appointment if you have any other questions.
Thanks a lot. I will. Now let's ask a few comprehension questions about this dialogue that you might get in a TOEFL exam. Question 1. Why doesn't Mark want to double major in economics and psychology? A. He hasn't got sufficient discipline. B. They aren't closely related. C. He wants to finish his degree in 4 years. Or D. The reading load is too heavy. The correct answer is C. He wants to finish his degree in 4 years. The first possibility, A, is not correct. It talks about him not having sufficient discipline. But here, discipline doesn't mean discipline as we used it in the dialogue. There are 2 meanings, at least, of discipline. One is focus or ability to do something even though it is difficult. That's one meaning of discipline. The meaning of discipline that you heard in the dialogue has to do with a field or area of study. Answer B is also incorrect. They aren't closely related. That's not why Mark doesn't want to double major. In fact, his advisor tells him that the two don't have to be closely related. Now, letter D, the reading load is too heavy. Again, the advisor mentioned heavy reading loads if he takes too many courses, but that's not a reason why he didn't want to double major in economics and psychology. Let's try another question. Mark's current major is A, economics, B, business, C, psychology, or D, no major yet. The correct answer is D, no major yet. If you remember from the beginning of the dialogue, the student, Mark, says that he hasn't declared a major. He's undeclared. And to be undeclared means that you do not have a major as of yet. That's going to do it for today's TOEFL podcast. Remember to listen to our other podcasts, English as a Second Language podcast, at ESLPod.com. You can also check out English Through Stories at EnglishThroughStories.com. These are more ways for you to practice your English in preparation for the TOEFL examination. From Los Angeles, California, I'm Jeff McQuillan. We'll see you next time on the TOEFL podcast. TOEFL Podcast is a production of the Center for Educational Development in Los Angeles, California. Copyright 2005. TOEFL is a registered trademark of the Educational Testing Service, which does not endorse and was not involved in the production of this podcast.